As we continue our team coverage of the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, many of those displaced by Katrina evacuated here to Lafayette, but instead of eventually returning home to New Orleans, some chose to stay right here in the hub city, building a new life for themselves and their families. News 15's Scott Brazda shares some of their stories.
20 years ago, Hurricane Katrina struck the New Orleans area. Powerful Category 4 hurricane that forever changed the landscape, the demographic landscape of South Louisiana. We have two stories of two men, two families of folks who evacuated to the Acadiana area and then stayed.
Whenever hurricanes came, I looked at it as a vacation. Okay, let's just get in a car, let's go somewhere.
About 5:30 in the morning is when it got real. Sirens started blaring, and that's when we made some movement.
What were my expectations? My expectations were we'd be back there in 3 or 4 days, maybe no electricity, but we'd be back up and running and I'd be back at work.
We had a 3-year-old and a 15-month-old and a dog and basically a bag of clothes. We didn't take anything. At no point did we expect what was coming.
Chris Dardar and his wife lived in Lower St. Bernard Parish. His wife is from Eunice, so they always knew in this kind of emergency that's where they would go. But the first step to getting to Acadiana was a long crawl through lots of traffic.
You could have walked miles and your car would have been behind you at times. It took hours just to move miles.
Vince Lauer and his wife had gotten married only 2 months before Katrina. They'd renovated their first home, a house that formerly belonged to his grandparents on Lakeside. As the storm hit and the levees broke, he knew that the New Orleans in which he'd grown up was never coming back.
I realized it pretty quick because I didn't have a lot of faith in the New Orleans management to get this back up and running soon.
His wife was from Lafayette, so that's where they stayed when Katrina hit. Lauer was able to return to his house about 3 weeks after the storm.
So was the house obliterated, or?
No, it was basically an aquarium. And I looked around and there was no bugs, there was no birds, there was nothing, no life.
Dardar experienced the same thing when he was finally able to see his home in Araby. Things had changed for the worse.
Really?
You could see water lines 9, 10, 11 feet. The soot and the smell, 20 years and I still have that smell.
So Acadiana became where both the Lauers and the Dardars would start again. Lauer in the banking and investment business, Dardar in education and then food services.
I'm from the parish. I'm from the parish, but Lafayette's where we call home.
I'm now Lafayette. I pay property taxes and everything here. Yes.
In Lafayette, with videographer Alex Foe, Scott Brazda, News 15.